What's up, guys? Welcome back to Ambi Fitness. Please excuse me. It's still early and it's the weekend after Thanksgiving. Puffy face is just gonna happen. All right. But before we start, I need to say thank you. Thank you so much for the support and everyone who watched, liked, and subscribed to my very first video, because that was crazy. It wasn't even a full week and I was like mind blown. So just thank you. And I don't even know what to say. Like, I was just it was so surreal. But thank you again. This is actually my second time recording this video, so I'm hoping this one actually makes the cut, because the first one I was all over the place and I wasn't feeling it. To keep from going off topic, I had to make an outline to help me stay on track, because as we know, I will ramble, and I don't want to ramble this time. Before I start, I should say a disclaimer just in case if anyone wants to take my ideas, please always consult with a doctor just in case. I'm not going to tell you that you have to do it my way. However, I don't do anything crazy. I was very simplistic and natural with my weight loss, but consult a doctor just in case, okay? I didn't do that, but don't follow me, okay? I won't reiterate most of the stuff that I talked about in my last video, because if you want to watch it, please go watch that video. It talks about my inspiration and generally what I went through before I actually decided to lose the weight, which some people might actually find relatable. So if you watch that, thank you. I'm going to start off by talking about my diet first, and then I'm going to go into exercise later. Because if I don't, it'll be everywhere, and a lot of people might get confused or something. And I can't explain that well. I'm a terrible teacher. Back in February of 2018, when I actually started that morning, and I had decided that I was gonna, have to watch what I eat and everything, I downloaded an app. Everybody can do this. If you don't know already, I'm pretty sure most people will know, but just in case, to track my calories, I had to get an app. And because a lot of people, they'll write it down in a journal. However, that probably wouldn't have worked for me, because then you have to constantly look at the food that you're eating, constantly read the back of the can or the back of the box or whatever it is, just to write it down and calculate everything. So much easier if you find an app that you can just plug in whatever you ate or type in whatever you ate, and it'll already calculate it and have the calories, in their system, and it'll total it up for you. When I started counting calories, and excuse me because this is going to be really hard for me to explain, so bear with me. I'm trying to bear with myself, honestly. The easiest way I can explain is to give a basic example. So if you are 200 pounds, you need 2,000 calories daily to maintain your weight. That's 200 times 10, and that gives you your maintenance goal for the day, to be able to maintain weight at rest. If you aren't very physical and like I say, everybody's body is different, so everyone's metabolism is at different levels, which is why I say calories are only estimates. You can never be exact with calories. To create a calorie deficit of safely losing 1 to 2 pounds a week, you need to have a calorie deficit of at least 500 calories down daily. So that means if your maintenance goal is 2,000, then your new goal to actually lose weight without doing any exercise is 1,500 calories. Does that make sense? Your calorie deficit is 500. So now your new goal is 1,500. or 1,500 calories per day. With no exercise, if you do that strictly by cutting out food with no exercise, you can still lose about 1 to 2 pounds. However, because everybody's metabolism is different, it might not exactly work, which is why it didn't really work for me and all the other times that I tried to cut out. Because after a long time, your metabolism slows down dramatically if you're not keeping up like with healthy foods and everything like that. So my metabolism was terrible, okay? I was constantly, like, my weight constantly fluctuates. It fluctuates now, but my metabolism is better, so I'm able to eat like so much easier. When your metabolism is messed up, exercise is important to give yourself a boost. This is where a lot of people, they'll automatically like jump to pills and things like that. And I'm not, listen, you lose weight how you want to lose weight. However, the thing is, a lot of people, and I know I'm right because a lot of people want to find like that magic thing that just makes the weight fall off. If you start exercising with your calorie deficit, if you maintain at 2,000, if your maintenance goal is 2,000, and you want to work out instead of cutting out your diet just to like get your calorie deficit, if your maintenance goal is 2,000, then you still eat 2,000 calories. However, all you have to do is burn 500 in whatever workout you do for that day. Does that make sense? So then you're still at 1,500 daily. Does that make sense? I really hope that makes sense. And that was what I did for 3 months straight. All I did was count my calories. It sounds terrible, but it's really not that bad, especially when you have like the extra help. There's other people who they do macros and everything else, and I haven't learned how to do macros yet. However, I don't really understand it. So if anybody in the comments or anybody end up watching understands macros, please leave me a tip, because I'm trying to, be better with that. Calories are just super simple for me, so I just automatically do calories because it's really, I don't know. Mindful eating. I don't even have to go into depth with this because it's super easy. It's hard for many people, and was hard for me at first. It's hard for many people because the main question is, am I actually hungry, or is my mind telling me that I'm hungry? Yeah, I'm looking at you because, look, I ate out of boredom, stress, everything. Are you actually hungry? Or are you just sitting there with nothing to do, and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm hungry, and your stomach is not even like got a little growl or anything with it? Don't eat when your stomach isn't even telling you that you're hungry. Listen to your stomach. Just meditate. It'll help. Meditate. Cutting out sugars and fried foods and snacks. I wasn't like a big candy eater at all. I wasn't a big candy eater. I didn't eat that much dessert. Like, I would eat cookies. I wasn't a big cake person, but things like that didn't really have a hard time cutting out. However, the biggest thing was soda and juices. Okay? Soda and juices are terrible because, one, it's filled with sugar. Two, you're drinking your calories. and that's not even helping. But sugar is always the best thing to cut out. I'm not a doctor and I'm not going to get in the complete science of it, but generally, this is how it is. If you don't understand, this is like a dumbed down version that I can give you, right? So basically, your blood sugar goes up, your body will burn the sugar first, and then after sugar, then it goes to your carbohydrates, then fats, then proteins. If you're constantly eating sugar, your body is trying to burn the sugar, but after a little while, the sugar will eventually turn into fats. However, if you're constantly burning sugar, your body is just building up fat because it can't even get past like the sugar carb section to burn the fat. So that's that's like basic. That's like super basic, like understanding of it. So give your body time to actually be able to break down fats by cutting out sugar as much as possible. And I'm not saying you have to cut it out completely like I did. Just, okay, you can treat yourself, once a week to a nice soda or something like that. Make it work for you. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Make it work for you. But that's what I did. Which will bring me to my next thing that I did. And a lot of people hate to hear this and they're like, oh, I can't do this, but it's super easy. Intermittent fasting. I hope I said that right because sometimes I butcher that word. I have no idea why. It doesn't work. Like, my mouth just doesn't work right when I'm trying to say that word sometimes. I'm going to give you an example. If you wake up at 8 in the morning and you don't start eating until 8 in the morning, right? You wake up, you eat at 8 a.m. Okay. Then that's your breakfast. You eat breakfast at 8 a.m. Then you don't eat until 12, your lunchtime, or, 12 or 1, your lunch. And then dinner is, let's say, at 6, right? So you have breakfast, lunch, dinner. No snacks in between your 3 meals. And then the last time you basically eat is around 6, 7 o'clock. Let's just say 7 because dinner is at 6, so you eat at 7. And so the last time you basically eat is at 7. If you do not eat anything past that time, you basically are already fasting for a 13-hour period until you wake up again at 8 a.m. That is basically intermittent fasting, as long as you're not eating snacks in between the times of your meals. That's it. So easy. A lot of people already do it, and they're just like, oh my goodness. You are able to increase your fasting time to whatever fits you. Like I say, when I started fasting, I did from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. So I gave myself 6 hours of eating time and 18 hours of fasting time. The only reason why I did 6 or 12 p.m. to 6 is because I did not eat breakfast. Like me personally, I just didn't eat breakfast ever. Like, that wasn't a thing that I did. And a lot of people don't eat breakfast, and that is fine. You do not have to eat breakfast. Like, I know they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but listen, if you are fine not eating breakfast, look, you know your body better than anyone, okay? If you know you don't have to eat breakfast and you're just already like up, like a lot of people, they're not hungry. You're not hungry as soon as you wake up, right? You have to wait a couple hours. I ate lunch and dinner, and that was it, and I was fine, completely fine, because I normally did not eat breakfast anyways. That's generally what I did to help with my diet. Like, in the beginning, like I say, the first 3 weeks that I had started, I didn't lose anything. The first 3 weeks, I didn't lose anything. I needed to do something a little different because it wasn't exactly working. Because my body was like in shock, right? It was in shock. It didn't even know what to do. That's why I was holding on to everything. Like, I was not losing weight for 3 weeks. But I had, dramatically changed up everything and started working out. But it just wasn't working. I'm like, why? Which is why I got devastated. And I was so disappointed. So, and not a lot of people are gonna want to do what I did, but to like give myself an extra boost for like that next month or so, for maybe like the next 3, 4, 5 weeks, I ate nothing but salad and subs. Like you can either make your own salads or subs, or well, I spent all that money, and I honestly I did go out and eat salads and subs, and I still just calculated my calories, and eventually I noticed then that it started going down a lot. So with exercise, like I say, diet alone wasn't going to help me because my metabolism was so bad, and I refuse to take any kind of metabolism pill or anything like that. Like, if you know me, I don't like taking medicine at all. So even just the thought of just putting a pill in my mouth or in my body just to just because, like, I don't know, it wasn't my thing. So I knew exercise was the way to go to help me get my metabolism back up, which is what a lot of people need to do, even if it's just walking, which I'm about to get to that. I didn't want to go to a gym. Gyms were off limits for me because I know a lot of people, but I did not want to be seen at a gym trying to work out. That morning, I had found walk at home videos, and if you don't know what those are, please look them up. I found walk at home videos by Leslie Sansone. I really hope I'm saying her name right. They were really easy, still intense though, to where you are like sweating and out of breath. And when you look at it, you're like, oh, I can do that. But it's the constant moving where your body starts to burn. So don't knock it until you try it. I did about 3 miles a day, and on like slower days I probably did 2. But each mile is about 15 minutes depending on which one you watch. And so I did that because I needed something in the comfort of my home, and that was perfect for me. On the weekends, I would go outside walking. I did actually find like a nice park with a good track, and I walked every weekend, every Saturday and Sunday, to at least kind of get the water weight off of me, like that I may have gained throughout the week, just in case. Like, if you're constantly working out, that's fine, but if you like walk inside and then go outside and walk, or get on a treadmill and walk, it does wonders. Okay, it does wonders. Second thing I did around that time was dancing. Like, you could not stop me from dancing. Like, I'm telling you, the only way to stay enthusiastic, well, for me, is to find good music. Not everybody likes music, I guess. I don't know. Everybody gotta find that one person, that one thing that they gotta get into. But dancing, I would be in the living room, like after I finished my, 30 minutes of walking or 45 minutes of walking, I would just go in the living room and I would just turn on music and like blast it, right? And while I'm blasting, I'm just dancing. Like, I'm just feeling it, right? And like, you start to get into it and you moving for almost a good little 2 hours, having your own little party. You can find dancing workouts on YouTube. When I say YouTube has everything, it is wonderful. Find dancing videos on YouTube, because I know a lot of people live alone. Like, now, I live alone. So if you feel like you need like someone there and literally nobody can, or like to like be your like motivation, YouTube is the way to go, because you can literally find so many people with so many good personalities, and they just make you feel like a friend, right? Like, they make you feel like a friend. With doing walk at home videos and going outside, which helped a lot, and dancing, between those 3 things, I was able to lose 50 pounds within my first 6 months, which was my original goal. I was able to lose 50 pounds by, I think, May, actually, instead of July, if I'm not mistaken, because I lost about 10 pounds a month. And around that time, I kind of started getting bored. You will get bored. You will lose motivation. I started getting bored. So I would just look for other like random circuit, workout videos, just anything to like find like a little spark. It was like, oh, it's something different. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Later that year, actually I think around September, I hit a plateau. I hit a plateau around September for an entire month. I started jumping rope. And that is where it's at, okay? I did it for about 15 minutes a day, and it was like a minute, you do a minute and then like a minute off, a minute on, a minute off, like make it in intervals, because that's actually what keeps your body like, it keeps your body in check, doing intervals. I didn't have any rest days. I was doing the same things, but I was back to losing weight. Like my plateau was gone. I was just jumping rope and, doing walking still every weekend, jogging, and when I first started, walking outside, there was no way I was about to jog. I remember I tried jogging like the first day I went outside, and I was like out of breath within 5 seconds. And I was timing myself. Like I have to time myself so I know how long I'm going. I was out of breath and couldn't even last 10 seconds jogging, okay? That was basically how I lost my first 100. Like I say, in 2019, I had decided to maintain, and when I was maintaining, I was doing the exact same thing, the exact same things. However, I just didn't have to do them as often to maintain. So I gave myself a lot of breaks, and but I would just come back on it. Like maybe I would work out 3 times a week instead of every day out of the week. Like I would work, and it was fine. That was how I maintained, because I didn't have to burn as many calories to be able to constantly lose the weight. Then after 2019, this year, January, when I started back on my second weight loss journey, I lost 20 more pounds. And at that time, I did go outside jumping rope. It was a lot harder for me to lose weight. Like it was a lot harder, especially like to get back into the groove of things. Like after you maintain, you're like, oh, I'm happy. Like I'm happy where I am. Like I'm at a happy weight, but I really wasn't. Like I was happy where I was, and I love maintaining, and the fact that I could prove to myself and other people that I knew how to maintain because of the habits that I built. I just didn't really feel like going back on the whole like weight loss journey, but that's gonna happen, right? But I did anyways, because I still wanted to lose a little bit more. I wasn't like exactly where I wanted to be. The jumping rope and everything else, it was a little bit harder, and I was still trying to find like random workout videos, but nothing was like really hitting for me that was just fulfilling. I found Taibo. You know what that is. And Taibo is right up my alley as like workout videos and stuff like that. When I work out, I like the constant moving. And that probably has to do with me starting off with doing walk at home videos. The constant moving is what keeps me up. Because if I'm constantly stopping to get on the floor and do push-ups, and then I gotta get up and, do jumping jacks, that constant like start-stop, it wears me out more than if I was just at a normal pace doing what I have to do. But Taibo is very advanced, and I don't recommend it if you are just starting your journey. Don't do it if you're just starting your journey. It's not hard to lose weight. The only rough thing about it is the sacrifices that people are willing to make with like their lifestyle, their current lifestyle. I had to sacrifice my old mindset and, throw away all that I knew about food and like everything. Like, I had to make myself think, okay, for me, because it's just me. For me, I literally had to make myself like say, okay, food is fuel for the body. That's it. Food is fuel for the body. And I told myself that. It's nothing but fuel for the body. Because I ate out of pleasure, right? A lot of people do that. And I'm not saying that you don't have to like food anymore, because I still enjoy my food, but with limits. When you start working out, you will get tired. Like, you will get tired. Um, it is what it is. But you have to keep doing it. That's why I say you need to build up the habit. So do it for a month. Push yourself and do it for a month. If you need an accountability partner, then get one. If you feel that you can do it yourself, I hope you can do it yourself. However, push yourself to do it every day for at least 3 months. And then you'll start to realize that I can do this. Make it a routine, basically. Make it a routine. Because when I say motivation does not last, it does not last. You will not be motivated to work out. But you have to do it because it's something that you do. Right? Like, it's just a part of your routine. Like, you wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth or wash up. Well, I hope you do. A lot of people who know. But, but you wake up, you brush your teeth, and you take a shower or whatever it is you do. And just like that, you wake up, you work out, and then go on and do the rest of your day. Like, you just do it because it's something that you do, and it's now a part of you. That's why I say it's a lifestyle change and not a diet. You have to find something simple enough for you to want to find and do every single day. You need to find something sustainable. Because if you don't find anything sustainable and you constantly look for fad diets and stuff like that, when you do those fad diets, yeah, sure, you might actually lose a couple pounds, and that's great. That is great. You lost 15 pounds. That is awesome. But when you stop doing that because you're so tired and you don't want to do that in your 50s, look for something sustainable that you can do for the rest of your life that will keep up your energy and not wear you down. Basically, that's how I lost 120 pounds altogether. And I hope that anything that I have talked about will help you if you decide to try to do them. Thank you again for watching, and for everyone who supported on my last video. And if you do decide to stay and support me on this video, I really need to show my appreciation, because when I say I was blown away, like, I'm not even kidding, like, I was not expecting like 100 views within the first day. Okay, like, that was crazy. Please, if you like this video or find any tips, please leave a like, comment, any questions, I'll gladly answer them, especially because my explanation sometimes when I'm talking is a little wonky, so I can kind of type it out a little easier if you need that. But like I said, you can go to a doctor and ask and do all that. But yeah, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.